Now, guys, I know a lot of you guys are very disappointed with the delivery numbers. Is there something going on? Envo supposed to deliver 16,000 vehicles in January, apparently. They made that claim. And of course, we didn't get anywhere near that number with Envo, only about a third of that. Well, I'm not here to change your opinion, but I want to show you some very interesting charts, all right, some very interesting stats. So this table right here, it shows the whole entire year of 2024 EVs, all right, EVs above 30,000 to 300,000 to 400,000 RMB. So this would be categorized as the premium luxury EV segment, okay? And if you look at that chart, NIO has 4 cars in the top 4 spot, best selling. And the next one, that's non-NIO, at number 5 we have Xpeng's X9. What this tells you is that in terms of the luxury pure electric segment, NIO is absolutely dominating, okay? And at number 1 spot, 76,000 vehicles, the ES6, the best-selling pure electric SUV, over 300,000 RMB. Of course, the Tesla Model Y is slightly cheaper than that, but you get the point, right? And it's actually 3 times more than the Xpeng X9. So NIO is absolutely doing well in terms of the pure EV segment. Now, how about January? Well, January, here's another interesting table to look at. And you can tell this is the first 3 weeks of January. I know it's already February, but you can see NIO's at the number 3 spot. Pretty interesting. And if you zoom out, all these other guys, Xpeng, Xiaomi, their cars are slightly cheaper than NIO's. So if you factor into the price of NIO's vehicles, then NIO's actually doing really well. And then if you also factor in the fact that some of the other guys like Li Auto, etc., they have gasoline in their cars. Well, if you factor that in, NIO's doing very well in the pure EV segment. If NIO did a hybrid with gasoline, well, of course, it would be the best seller, right? It would be the best seller, but that's not NIO's mission, right? Li Auto's mission, make a happy family. NIO's mission is to change the environment, blue sky coming. So that means no gasoline. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is, of course, Envo. What is going on with Envo? Is there's a big amount of backlog. What's going on? Is it not being fulfilled? Is it depleted? What's going on with that? Well, from what I heard, there's still a lot of people waiting for their cars, okay? And right now, it's just that you have Chinese New Year, which has sort of slowed things down a little bit. And in terms of the sales reps, they've also told me that they're working hard to produce as many cars as they can. The thing with December deliveries, why it was pretty high for Envo, was they actually sold some of the test drive cars and showroom cars so that people can get their cars earlier and be able to enjoy some of the trade-in subsidies, some of the national benefits, etc., before the end of 2024. So that's why you had that surge in deliveries, but the production actually hasn't really exceeded about a couple thousand per month. Okay, so production is probably still around like maybe 8,000 or 7,000 per month right now. And then factor in Chinese New Year, you had a little bit of time off, so it makes sense for Envo to have about 5,000 deliveries. Of course, I fully do expect that going forward, they really got to pump up those numbers, get to over 10,000 consistently for Envo, and then get over 20,000 in the month of March. I'm sure the CEO is working really hard. Now, some of you guys have commented that Envo CEO has been really quiet recently. Is he kind of, realizing that it's kind of hard to achieve the goals that he has promised? Well, I think it's just I think that he's just working hard behind the scenes, right? And the factory, still pumping out cars, even though it's Chinese New Year. They have short holiday, and then they're back to work, pumping out more cars. And guys, 16,000, that was kind of hot. That was kind of high, right, for Anvo, to be honest. Factoring Chinese New Year as well, that's almost impossible. 16,000 for Anvo. We barely got 10,000 for Anvo in December, right? And that's with them selling inventory cars and also selling, I should say, not inventory cars, showroom cars and test drive cars. They don't actually have inventory cars because it's just produced and sold and delivered. So it's very reasonable to see that kind of slight drop off in deliveries. And then for February, I fully do expect deliveries to be absolutely fantastic going forward. Now, in terms of pure EV domination, the pure EV market is just a little bit smaller than, let's say, the hybrid market or the gasoline market, especially the luxury EV market. A lot of people still have the stereotype that EV should be cheap. You shouldn't buy an expensive EV. A gasoline car should be expensive. Like, it's sort of like thinking an e-bike versus a motorcycle. A lot of people have that kind of comparison going on. Like, of course, e-bike should be cheaper, but you can't really relate that to EVs, right? Luxury EVs. And this is another table I want to show you. So this is for the province of Zhejiang, and this is for the entire year of 2024. The EC6, the second-gen EC6, has sold more vehicles than the coupe gasoline SUVs of Mercedes, BMW, Audi, all these guys combined. And if you combine their sales numbers and you add 20%, then you have the EC6 sales in that particular province. And it does show that there's lots of disruption that NIO is doing in terms of the traditional BBA luxury segment. But you can still tell people are very hesitant to go the full route of getting an EV. And a lot of my friends, they've purchased hybrids. Purchased Li Auto. I asked them, why did you purchase a Li Auto? Excellent range, and also a big screen, comfortable seats. That's it. And unfortunately for NIO right now, all right, apart from the ET7 executive version, which has the rear screens, we don't really have the big screens that Li Auto does. So I can understand their point why they went for that car. I try to convince them, battery swap and all that kind of stuff. But they said, hey, entertaining the kid is more important. So I'm like, okay, whatever, yeah. But of course, they'll soon learn to regret, purchasing one of those EREVs. You got to go charge more often, charge is slower, right? And gasoline's more expensive than electricity. You have all those things to factor in. So I'm sure very soon, gradually, these hybrid owners, once they get the pain of charging, they're going to switch to a car that can do battery swap, like a NIO or an Anvo. Going forward, I do expect numbers to recover for Anvo to become much better. Hopefully in February we can get above 10,000, and then March 20,000. Yeah, that's what we're gunning for. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.